And we are live. Hello, hello, hello. You're not going to see us for a little bit. What's up, y'all? Let me know who we have on. You guys know the drill. Got a special guest today. Create some anticipation. Showed Luria some of my music. I see her dancing in the background though. She's hey, go Luria, get it, hey. Let me see, what can we do here? I gotta show y'all, Luria. What's up, yeah? Let's see, Luria. I'm about to bring you on. You ready to do the dance? Let me see you rock. Hey, let's get it, y'all. Hey, let's get it, y'all. Get it, girl. Get it, girl. I see you. Luria, we gotta go to the club. See? Look. We gotta go to the club together. Hey. What's up? Hey. Get it. How's everyone doing? You like this beat, Luria? I made this beat in Logic Pro myself.
What?
I did. Yeah. Yeah? It's alright. Something, you see, like, you can, like, this is like this, you know, you do the two-step to this. Just do the two-step. Have a little drink. Water. It could be water. Just chill. But you can do what you're doing, too. That is water. Yes, ma'am. That is water.
Just check.
It is water. What's going on, everyone? So we're streaming to a few different places today because I've been given the keys, you guys know, for the month of April. March, I'm already streaming ahead. For the month of March, I've been given the keys to Ecamm Live. Of course, we're streaming to Let's Get Live because I'm a founding member of Let's Get Live. We are streaming to the India Delgado YouTube page because I'm the only India Delgado on YouTube. Where else are we streaming to? Ecamm Live Facebook community. I did share it I shared it in a bunch of places. But what's up? What do we got? Facebook user, let me know who we got. Hey, from Bell? Huh? Yep, people are coming. Belgium. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Gideon, what's going on? What time is it over there in Belgium? Let us know. Hey. We have a great show for you guys tonight. Tony is always showing love. Tony, I thought about you the other day. Did you I'm assuming you figured out the Rodecaster Pro problem that you had. I'm all tongue-tied. Let me know. Let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear what happened with that Rodecaster Pro. Thanks for tuning in, Tony. I appreciate you. Where are you tuning in from, Tony? Laura, are you ready for the yurt? Let me hear your yurt.
I can't let it
yurt. That made her stop dancing and everything. Gideon, thank you. He says we look great. Appreciate the vibe. I'm not home today. I'm traveling. I started traveling again, so I did have a little bit of technical difficulties. We'll talk a little bit about that. But right, we spoke about that before. You have some technical difficulties. You keep it cool. You make it happen, and the show must go on. There you go. Look at my sis Keely ear. All right.
Mine has T on the end.
Yes. Hey. All right. So I'm gonna switch. Hi guys. What is going on? How is everyone? Oh my God. Look at my special guest. Who is this? Luria, you look so great. Me and my plain Jane background as I travel.
Still traveling.
I am. I did decide to start traveling. I mean, I'm not anywhere fancy today. I'm in Connecticut, but it's still, I took the plane. We can talk a little bit about me taking the plane and how the plane is not socially distanced. When was the last time you traveled, Luria? That means too long ago. That's what that means.
That's a great question.
That's okay. No, that's good.
I would remember because I do know. No, I did go somewhere. Oh, I went to San Diego.
But did you take the plane? No, you drove.
Did.
You did.
Yeah. And it was totally social distance. It turns out that it's actually an airline specific thing. So certain airlines are and certain airlines are not.
All right. So listen, I traveled 2 weeks ago and I took American. It was not socially distanced. And I traveled on Thursday and I took United, and that was not socially distanced either.
No,
2 for 2.
so Delta and Alaska, I know are.
So I travel back Delta on Tuesday. So
Yeah.
I'm going to recap. I'll shoot you a text message or I'll take pictures from the plane and I'll let you know if they're still socially distancing.
At least they were as of like November timeframe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as of now, I mean, so I feel some kind of way, right? Like
reporting right here.
right, exactly. Live reporting for you guys. We have a few people, like a few of my friends are traveling. Diana Gladney is traveling tomorrow to San Diego. David Blackman, the Digital Buddha, traveled this morning. So I'm interested to see, right? Because like you said, that was back in November. I'm interested to see, like, as we go and the progression, because the two planes that I took, they were booked. Like, it was every single seat was taken. So it was not socially distanced at all. But anyway,
it's very interesting to watch.
It is, right? Like, to see it unfold and stuff like that. We'll talk a little bit more. I just want to say hello to everyone. Of course, I want to formally introduce you. We've already said hello to Gideon from Belgium. Thank you so much. Tony shows up every Saturday. I appreciate you, Tony. Thank you so much. Of course, my girl, Keely, White Bread Keely. I love you. My sister from another mister is here. Kali is here. Thank you so much. There you go, from the UK. Hey, love audio production. And I love how all the users now are like, the community, everybody is all knowing. What's up? So love you guys.
That's how you do it.
Yes. And Callie is showing up, do you hear an echo? I'm hearing an echo. You hearing? No? That's so weird. I'm hearing an echo on my end. So as long as you're not hearing it, if any of you guys are hearing it, let us know. If not, then I'll ignore my echo. We have Laura Williams. Thank you so much. So we have a few new people. Definitely. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. I'm sure it's from one of the different communities. Let me know how you found out about the stream, where you're tuning in from. Of course, I appreciate the support. Sammy is one of your members. And of course, he's a part of Let's Get Live. Sammy shows love every week. Love streaming because you can stay home. I know. So do I. It's the best, right? John,
they are hearing the echo.
They are hearing the echo. Let's see. What do we got? Is this better? Probably this might be better. Let me know. I'm still hearing it on my end. That's so weird because it just kicked in all of a sudden, right?
You have audio processing turned off?
No.
You should do that. If both of us are wearing headphones, you should turn off audio processing, but...
Hold on. Let me try this. Give me 1 second.
How is it on my end?
You sound great. Okay. Nope. Still...
Hold on. I'm going to go on mute and tell me if you guys hear the echo.
No echo. But I hear an echo on my end.
I can turn down my headphones, but it shouldn't be coming back through.
No. So I muted that. I changed the input. I don't know. That's so weird because it wasn't echoing initially, and then all of a sudden it stopped. There is an echo. Let me see. Oh man, I got tons of comments here. Let's see. It's on my end, right? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, echo after Luria muted, so it has to be you. You guys, this is part of live. How many of you, give us a big yes in the comments, how many of you have ever had a technical issue while live? Actually, a better question, how many of you have not ever had a technical issue while live? It's just part of the process of being live. And you should never, ever, ever be afraid of it. I'm just going to fill in while India works on it. Oh, you're muted.
It helps when you start to talk. There's still an echo there. I don't know why. It's like... Is this any better? Nope, that's not any better.
I would love to know, John. By the way, John, I know that you've messaged me a few times, and I apologize. It's been a bit of a hectic year for me. I have not actually been able to. Oh my God. I haven't been able to respond to you, John, but I have seen your messages, and I'm gonna get there. I promise. But yeah, so well, she's traveling, so her setup has changed just from that alone. But so do you have you have your audio going in, and
So
then
I'm using the Shure MV7, and I'm just through USB, and I muted the MacBook microphones, and the input and output are both on the MV7, but it's a crazy echo. And yeah, I have headphones.
You're wearing your headphones, so those are going in there. I live troubleshooting on the fly.
Any better? No.
There you are. No, you still hear it?
That's so weird. Yeah, I still hear it.
Do you want to? Am I muted? Did you mute me?
No, I didn't mute you.
Do you want to restart the stream and reboot?
We probably. Is this better? Sounds like it went away. So I don't hear myself as an echo anymore. You guys let me know. How does that sound? Luria, are you hearing anything on your end?
I've not heard any.
You haven't heard anything? All right. So everyone, you guys are the best. Yes. So what's the yes, guys? What's okay? Good. I'm like, everybody's saying yes. I'm like, okay, is it yes? Echo. So that's so weird. Okay. So I'm using an MV7. So yes, I'm traveling. Okay, lots of different things. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. This is what happens when you travel, you stream. We were fine. We were talking before we went on the stream, and it just randomly picked up an echo. And then, so I have the MV7. That's the reason why I chose to keep the MV7, right? Because if I travel, I don't need an interface. I can just go regular USB and just have one less piece. And all I did just now was I literally just unplugged the USB cable from the MV7 back into the MV7, and the echo went away. So, and yes, prayer works. It's so funny. You guys are the best. All right. And then thank you, Luria, for holding it down.
And as the day is going, my sunlight coming in and leaving me, like, so.
Man, all right. And I'm trying to strain through. So we got a bunch of people. Shelly saves the day. Thank you so much for coming through, Mr. Information Man. John, I heard you talking to John John, she read your message and she's going to get back to you. So I was paying attention as I was trying to figure it out. And it's so funny. So I helped John on a loopback video. I am not using loopback.
Oh, so, funny.
No, not today. But anyway, Luria, what's going on? How are you? Hi.
I'm good. I am excited about what's coming up this year for Livestreaming Pros and in my world and my viewers. We've got a lot of amazing stuff planned, and I've got some stuff cooking up my sleeve. No, that's not the right.
So are you going to share some of that stuff that's cooking up your sleeve, or do we have to just wait?
We can get into it a little bit later. A little bit. Oh. A sneak peek.
I like it. I like it. Very cool. So I did see, was it last week? You're starting to release the series. So it looked like from when I watched the video, you had the intention of documenting your new studio that you've been in for a few months, right? You've been in there, maybe October, November-ish, I think you just moved in?
August, actually.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
I am in, I've been here since August, it's been a very long time. And, we had some challenges. And so we started releasing, as of Monday, will be week 2 of my 5-part eCam video studio setup series where I go through all of the setup process. You kind of see it from beginning to end. Go through all of the gear I'm using in this place, cable management, which is why it took so long, the cable management side of things. I'm actually really good at cable management, but I tried something very different in this stream or in this studio. And so that presented some additional challenges. And that's the thing, it's like,
right.
live video and video of all kinds. You've got challenges, but my point of the series is to try and make sure that you have no excuses, because I've got lights, like windows, open windows that I didn't block off and control the light. I've got echo in here. I've got a small space. This is my living room. So like, all the challenges you could possibly ask for, lots of road noise.
Yeah.
And I just want everybody to understand that it doesn't really matter what you got going on. Don't let it stop you from taking action. Yeah.
All right. So, all right. Soul move, right. What are we, guys, Callie, what are we talking about bananas? So are you going to tell us about bananas? What's happening with bananas, Luria?
I forget.
And then everybody right? I'm like, bananas, because I missed a ton of comments. So I'm like, what's happening? Bananas, ¿qué?
Well, I don't know if she's talking about this, because when I did IRL on like Twitch and Mixer, bananas meant like fail. Bananas meant tech fail and like stream down. But I think she's talking about something else. For those of you who don't know, Callie is on my team. So
Right. Exactly right. Yeah. For those of you guys that don't know, Callie is a part of the Livestreaming Pros team. And it's so funny. I'm looking, love audio production, loves the font. So she says, or he says, I improved your handwriting 100%. Absolutely, right? Wait. Sorry, just got here. I brought bananas.
I don't know what's happening right now.
Right, what? That's going to be our thing tonight, bananas.
So when you live stream late, you're supposed to bring cookies, and then they changed it to eggs. Did I miss a step here? Now it's bananas.
Espérate, ¿qué pasó? Espérate, what happened? All right, so let's do a formal introduction. And I feel like, come on, guys, like the guest tonight does not need a formal introduction. I highly doubt. However, I will give a formal introduction. Today, we have a special guest. As you can see, we have Luria Petrucci from Livestreaming Pros. Luria has been a content creator, live streamer for over 14 years now. So we're going to talk about the evolution of live streaming and her experiences. Huh?
I said my bio's wrong. It's 15 now.
Oh, no. Listen, don't yell at me, okay? Espérate, hold on.
Not your fault.
That's okay. It just turned 15. That's what happened. Listen. Wait. And Callie said, no, real bananas. Callie, send a message. Text Luria. I need to know about these bananas. What?
You keep talking about how.
Anyway, right.
And I'll figure out about the bananas.
Let's figure out about these bananas. What's happening? Hey, Kat Mulvihill. Kat was on my stream last Saturday and the Saturday before. We spoke about Enneagrams, and I was enunciating it all wrong. I was saying Enneagrams, and then that turned into M&M. Anyway, right? So apparently this is a thing on my live streams where we just randomly start talking about different words.
These are what's called audience triggers, and I'm totally butchering my intro, but it doesn't matter.
That's right. It's all good. So Luria Petrucci, Live Streaming Pros, over 15 years of content creation and live streaming content creator. We're going to talk about the evolution and, Luria. So of course I was stalking a little bit. I was trying to find some videos about you, and you did a TED Talk.
A TEDx talk, yeah.
TEDx talk.
Yeah.
And that was a long time ago. I have it. I did download it. I did.
I think.
Right. Yeah. Super long ago. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I'll get the exact date right now. What do we have? Let's look at this date. When was it? But it was 15 minutes long. And you actually spoke about, right, like women in a male dominated space. So I thought it was perfect because, one of the things that I really try to emphasize for Ladies Night of live streaming is just focusing on women in content creation, not necessarily YouTubing, but any sort of content creation. And what does that space look like for us as women? And I think I'm super excited to have you on, because I'm sure you have tons of things to talk about, right, from your evolution. So Luria, and I have all of your stuff. If you guys don't know who Luria is, I do have all of your stuff up on top above our heads. And very simple, Luria Petrucci on either Instagram or Facebook and YouTube live streaming pros. So why don't you tell them about yourself?
Like you said, I've been doing this for 15 years, and you're right. I have been through it all. I started my career as Callie Lewis with an alias, doing tech news and reviews. Now everybody under the sun does it on YouTube, but I was one of the first, and I really, I have been through all kinds of pivots and transitions, and, 3 different audience to 2 million followers, lost that. That looks good. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. And the echo keeps coming in, back and out. I don't know. That's so weird, right? Like,
Weird.
I unplugged and plugged back in. I don't know. Is it? Sorry.
They say I'm muted from time to time. Oh, that was just the capture card.
Okay.
So anyway, I say all of that because, no matter what happens when you're a content creator, when you're showing up online, I want everybody to know that, it takes time to grow an audience, and it takes time to establish yourself. But because I know that I have had to start from scratch a couple of times in my career, like, it can be done. It can be done over and over and over if need be. Hopefully you never have to. And I figured out where I went wrong in the past, that I had to start over from scratch. But, this stuff is so worth it if you know exactly why you're doing it in the first place. Like, why are you showing up? Why are you trying to provide value? Why are you going through the the annoyance of creating content, right? Like, let's face it, it's fun, but it's also a lot of work, and you have to wear many hats in the beginning. And if you want to grow and scale, you have to grow a team, and you have to learn how to do all of the things as a business owner, not just a content creator. And so I don't say any of that to scare you. I say that to inspire you, because if you know why you're showing up, if you know what you're trying to accomplish, you can change lives. You can have an amazing impact in the world. And it's pretty incredible. For instance, the TEDx talk that you mentioned, that was one of the hardest things that I've ever done. I actually speak all the time, and I failed that TEDx speech. I went off. What you see online is not the real deal. I actually had them re-record it, but I actually choked up, went crying off stage, had to come back and finish it and start over from scratch. And that was the only time I've ever failed like a live stream or a speech.
A talk. Yeah.
Yeah. And where was I going with this? I was talking about impact, right? So the fact that I did that, I went through the failure, I did it anyway, I came back and I showed up, and I pushed through the uncomfortable. After that, one of the comments that has come from that is a father who has a young daughter. And I was talking about the challenges, to say the least, of being a woman online, on camera, in the public eye, and in the tech field. But he was talking about how he actually changed his outlook on how he was going to raise his daughter, and so that she didn't ever feel like I had felt. She didn't ever feel disempowered. Is that a word?
We know what you mean.
Yeah. And so like the impact that you can have if you show up and show up big time is pretty incredible. I mean, that one girl's life, hopefully, if that's all my 15 years has produced, changing a young girl's life so that she felt strong and empowered to move forward and to be never taken advantage of in her life, like, yeah, I'm all in, right?
Susan says disempowered is absolutely a word. Yeah, so I don't know what's happening with my audio. I keep unplugging and you see it keeps going in and out. So we're going to keep on. I'm going to try to keep it sounding the way it sounds now. So thank you for sticking with it. Kali did put the information in the chat, the comments for those of you guys. I put it up on the screen. It was on June 12th, 2015. It's a TEDx talk, and it's called Womentum in a Man's World.
TEDx momentum, but womentum.
TEDx Turtle Creek Women. And I'll bring that in. I'll bring that in a little bit later because I did download it. But so, okay, so you choked up. What was it? Because you were being vulnerable? I mean, I listened to it, but like, it's so funny that you said that what we see now on YouTube is not what actually happened.
That's the power of a live stream, right? The people who were there for the live stream saw the real deal, and they were incredibly. And yes, it was because, what joke?
I know what is happening. I know bananas. Okay, so we're just gonna say bananas for the
banana.
Banana.
It was because I was being vulnerable. And that's what I teach now, going through, experiences where I actually kind of hid away my true authentic self. And I finally let go of that bubble and the perfection of being somebody that I wasn't truly. Like, you look at Instagram pictures, right? We all know, like, it's Instagram perfect. Right. And that's like what I call fake authenticity. And so that TEDx speech was kind of the beginning of my mission to really encourage people to get vulnerable and to release their true selves, even as challenging as hard as it can be, because we're afraid of what people might think about the real us. And that's what I call uniquely you, being uniquely you, YOU. That way, you can connect to your audience on a deeper level. The people who remember that stream and who actually watched that video have connected to me, right, on a very personal level. And so, yeah, that's kind of where what I really focus on and kind of my mission in life these days. Even though I teach live streaming at Live Streaming Pros, I have an undercover mission.
There's another and it's funny you say that because, right, like when we did our Let's Get Live launch back in the very end, at the end of January, that, we did the announcement. It was me, Doc, Diana, David Blackman, and Lemuel. And we were talking about like our experiences, how we came together. And, it got to a point where Lemuel, when he did his part, he was talking about each of us. And then, of course, right, we all joke and stuff like that. And Diana took over, and Diana started talking about me, and then Doc started talking about me, and I just started bawling, like live. Like I was just like, and then in the comments, because I'm crying and I'm like, oh, my cheeks are all red, right? Because I'm like, and I'm like this, and I'm like, oh, and I'm sniffling, and then they're like, you're crying, I'm not crying, you're crying, right? And it is the beauty of live streaming, and it's just something, I don't know, it's a moment, something that happens, someone says something, you connect with your audience, and then all of a sudden, right, like you can't, it comes out. But it's the realness, it's the rawness where people get to know who you are and they see you as a person, right? So even like with what's happening today, right? So everyone knows my green screen, everybody knows my setup, everybody knows, right? Usually I have great audio, I have good lighting and things like that. And I did say it when I traveled, not last week, the week before. I could have done two things. I could have either rescheduled or canceled or just done what I'm doing now. And for me, my commitment to you guys is doing this. I've said that I'm going to do a show every Saturday at 8:00 Eastern Standard Time, regardless of whether I'm traveling or not. This is my commitment to the community. And at the end of the day, right, it's learning experiences, because if I share with you what's happening, we have the bananas, the echo, we have internet issues with what it is, right? you get to see me as a person, and you get to know that this is not perfect. I'm going to learn. I'm going to mess up. I'm going to, drop the ball a little bit. But it's also about how do you handle it, and seeing that evolution and that growth. So for you, that was what, 6 years ago. And to be able to look back and think of, what it was, or like you said, that dad. And that's I saw the comment. It's actually right now, the top comment, so when people go back, they'll see it. I think for me, that's what's even more when you make friends with the people that you engage with, right? Your audience. Cause that's how I knew you. I was a member from Livestreaming Pros before Katie connected us, but it was who you were, how you presented to the audience. It was like, man, like these guys are cool. Like I want to be a part of this community. And then it just evolves.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about green screen and stuff. Today is not a green screen, John. Today is a real wall.
This is a real living room.
Right. And your brick wall, that's actual real. Anyway, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Like being vulnerable, we're both talking about crying and like all the dramatic stuff, but let's face it, being vulnerable doesn't have to equal or equate crying on camera, because I think that there's people today when you kind of tag team those two conversations. Being vulnerable literally just means things like, yeah, the tech goes wrong, and hey, we're not going to freak out about it, but we're going to make fun of ourselves, and we're going to say, you know what, is one of those days, and people connect to those things. So vulnerability and releasing the fake authenticity and tapping into your true authentic self, your uniquely you self. That's on every level, at every point of at every point of the path. Meaning when you're creating content, weaving in personal stories. Let's say you're teaching banking, right? Let's just use that as an example.
I'm not a banker. What are you saying? Not a banker by day.
Let's say you bring up a topic and you're teaching people how to XYZ. Because I know nothing about banking, so I'm not going to be able to come up with a good topic.
How to buy their first home, maybe?
Perfect. See?
For those of you guys that don't know, bananas. For those of you guys that don't know, I'm actually a banker by day. I do mortgages and I teach first-time home buyer seminars. That's where our banter is going back and forth. Go ahead, Luria.
So then, buying your first home, right? You would then integrate and weave in an experience that you had buying your first home, when you bought your first home and then realized it was a fixer-upper and you thought it was ready to go, and blah, 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 right? So like you tell this story of your experience, and that's not probably accurate. I'm just making stuff up at this point. But,
that is so accurate, because, I'm in the process of buying my own home now. So I think this is a perfect segue, because my first time home buyer seminars, I've been teaching them, and the echo comes in and out. I'm going to try not to call attention to it anymore, but it's driving me crazy. But I do teach the first time home buyer seminars, and now I'm in the process of buying my own home. And I'm like, okay, now I have even more empathy to talk about it from my experience, because it's totally different now that I'm doing it live, and I can talk about my anxiety. Like I know the answers to the questions, and I'm still asking my loan officer the same questions that I know the answers to. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm being that person.
And then you're like, that's what I mean. Like, right. You would tell your audience that you're like, I feel like I'm that person, because everybody feels like they're that person and they don't know what they're talking about. And you know what you're talking about. You're still asking those questions. And that relates you to them on a very human level, yet you're still the expert, right? And so that is where I say vulnerability doesn't have to mean you're crying. It just means you're releasing the things that you're kind of shameful about inside of your own brain, that you think of as flaws, when in fact they're not. They're actually just you being freaking human. And that's what people want. If 2020 taught us anything, it's that people want connection with other human beings. Anything. She's fixing problems. So I think I'm that mom, Laura.
I'm
Oh.
trying. No, I'm trying to. I'm unplugging it from different things, and I don't know what's happening. Like it's not. And Suzanne is trying to help me. I don't know. I did this last week. I've used this before. This week. I don't know what's happening.
I mean, I think it would be a situation of just kind of stopping the streaming and coming back.
Yep.
To fix it, because you've done all of the right things.
Yep, exactly. All right. So we are going to restart. We will be right back because I'm going to restart everything. Right? This happens. So wherever you're, so most likely, the echo. I'm the only India Delgado on YouTube. You can come and find me on YouTube. I'll try to grab it in all the places. We'll be back in 2 minutes, guys.
Do me a favor, turn off audio processing before you start. Yeah,
Sounds
in
good.
the interview section.
Got it.
Okay.
All right, I'll turn it off.
See you guys later.